your Take 10 core. So for today, I do have my yoga mat and then I have something to slide with. I prefer a towel just because of the surface I'm on. It does make it quite easy, but if you have sliders, you can use that. A paper plate works great, or just your socks. If you have a surface that you just don't think it's gonna work and or you hate sliding, absolutely okay, because I do have modifications for everything. We are gonna start laying down on our back on that mat without that slider. So laying all the way down, plant those feet firmly on that mat. Right away, we're gonna take that lower back, we're gonna push it deep into the mat. We're just gonna work on some engagement exercises, really getting that core where we want it, finding that mind-body connection before we hit those sliders. So lower back is pushing into that mat. That's just one way to engage those lower abdominals. Another way to think about it is that lower part of your belly pulling in towards your spine, or some people find it helpful to think about the sides of those hips pushing inwards. So find what works for you, find that imagery, and work with it. Right here, we are going to try to maintain that contraction, so maintaining that lower back pushing deep into the mat, maintaining those hips pushing in, or maintaining those lower abdominals pulling in as we begin to march our feet. So arms are going to come up. We just begin to march those feet right here, placing both feet down before we move for that knee to come up. You can slow it down, finding whatever pace you need here, just ensuring you aren't going too quickly. And ensuring the most important part, that we are holding that contraction. So not only are we holding that contraction now, but we're holding that contraction through movement. So challenging it even more, of course. I find that thinking about that lower back pushing in to the mat is the most helpful for me. So I really think about eliminating that space or eliminating that arch between that lower back and that mat as I lift those knees up and down. If you're truly contracting through that core, you should feel this right away, which is crazy. It seems so simple. So from here, if you are able to maintain that contraction, you're feeling it nice and good, we can begin to alternate through those feet without letting them both settle down on the mat at the same time. So just making it a little bit more challenging because it's heavier, yeah? Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you're looking for an even more advanced position from here, flex those feet, tap those heels down. If it ever becomes too much, you ever find that you have let go of that contraction, let go of that engagement, just come back to right where we started, yeah? With both feet down, just finding that engagement. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Really try and hold that engagement for me. Finding those lower abdominals, you should feel it. Yeah, you should feel it already. We are only here for 5, 4. Come on, team, you've got this. This is our last 2. One more full set. Bring both of those feet all the way down. Beautiful. Take those hands right behind those thighs. You're going to roll it all the way up for me. So now coming into a sliding position. So making sure that that mat is rolled up or out of the way. It's going to be there for our hands, but that is it. We are sliding on those toes. So sliders or whatever substitution you have is going to be under those feet. We are going to start in a little plank to pike. So we are starting in a plank high on those hands, but know that after this we are coming to those forearms, yeah? So all the way up in that high plank position, holding that core, using those abdominals to pull that booty all the way up. This is our pike. And then really focusing on those lower abdominals to slowly lower it down, yeah? It's almost more about the down than it is the up. Finding that control, keeping it as slow as possible. If you aren't sliding today, you can begin to walk it up toe by toe, coming all the way up, giving me the tiniest hold before you walk it back toe by toe. If you are finding that engagement, if you are working on what we found in that first couple minutes, you're gonna feel it no matter if you're sliding or if you're finding that modification. Deep breaths as you come into that low plank, making sure that you're not coming so low that we get into the lower back at all. It's that core working the whole time. Those elbows stay soft. Place weight in all 10 fingertips, especially that middle finger. No hyperextension. Bring that gaze all the way to your belly button as you hit that high plank position before, or that high pike position before you come in to that high plank. Now, team, give me that exhale as you come into that high pike. Give me that inhale as you draw back out into that high plank. me one more, y'all, all the way up. Take it all the way into that plank. You're just gonna hold this high plank for me. Holding in this high plank, bring it down to your forearms. Bringing it down to your forearms. Palms are down in line with those shoulders. You are going to saw forward and you're gonna saw backwards for me. So coming all the way past with those shoulders, past those elbows, and then try and bring them diagonal on the other side. Really getting into that core. I know this one is sticky. Modification is down on those knees. So find what works for you. Find what works for you here. Deep breaths, team. If you have no sliders, again, you're walking it out. Give me that little hold. Before you walk it forward, give me that little hold. Find whatever works for you and your body today. Breathing through it, trying not to hold that breath. Come on, team. You are going to take a little rest here in that child's pose. In 3, 2, and 1. Rest into that child's pose for me, resting all the way here. In that child's pose, let me talk you through the next one. So back on those forearms right where we were, we are going to twist that plank. So upper body is in that plank. Regular forearm hold. That lower body is going to be in that side plank. So when you're ready, stack those feet for me. One of those hips is significantly lower than the other, keeping that chest square to the mat. And we're again just gonna take that sawing motion right here. Yes, forward and back, we've got it. If you need to take that booty a little bit higher, you absolutely can. If you're finding any pressure in that lower back, again, take those hips higher, take that booty higher. You've got it, team. I know this one is sticky and we are gonna switch sides, so we're only here for 5, 4, you have 2, and 1. Beautiful. Rest those knees down before you come in to that opposite side. Holding here. When you're ready, push it out. Right here, give me that little rock forward and back, trying to go for a wide range of motion here. I know it's challenging. Breathe through it. Try not to hold your breath for me. We're here for 5, 4, one more, come on. Rest it down. Whew. How we doing, team? How we doing? Okay, we are up on those high hands in that full plank position. Feet on those sliders. You're gonna take it out, bring those knees so that they come right under those hips, no closer to that chest, just right under those hips, and then you shoot it right back out. Elbows are soft. Belly button pulls in, and then you extend it out. If you have no slider here, you're walking it in, giving me that tiny hold before you walk it back out, and again, give me that tiny hold. Come on, team, you've got it. Lifting in those hips so that there's no sway in that lower back. Deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. We've got one more after this. You have one more position with those sliders for this 10-minute. Take 10. Let's go, team. You're gonna give me 5. Try not to hang that head, lengthening through the crown of that head. Gaze slightly ahead of those fingers. This is 3. Use that core, try to stay out of those legs for me. 2. Give me a little rest in 1. Push it out before you give me that rest. Beautiful. Woo! We're getting spicy today. Okay, taking it down on those forearms, feet back on those sliders. You're holding this forearm plank. We take those feet out, and we take them right back in. We take those feet out, we take them right back in. If you have no slider, you walk it out, in, yeah? Both equally as challenging. Keep it here, team, keep it here. You're here for 5, 4. Give me one more, all the way out, all the way in. Step off those sliders, push it into that down dog. Whew. How we feeling, team? You're not messing around today. That's challenging. Taking it down. If you want to hit that again, maybe take a little rest later in the day, or ever again, trying to build upon taking less breaks while actively engaging that core from or with the idea of that beginning couple minutes in mind, yeah? Thank you guys so much for working out with me today. That was hard. That was really freaking hard. I'm proud of you, and I will see you in the next one.
try